Hey, I'm going to finish talking about how last video, I was talking about how to make things more real. There's a couple things I wanted to say a little bit more. About the city thing again. Like I said about the services, like the aqueducts and whatnot, things like that, there also has to be, like, services that would pertain to the surrounding area of the city. If there is no forests, why would there be lumberers? If there is no good game trails, why would there be hunters? There's got to be certain things that's going to also make this thing more real. Now, I know it's harder with 4.0 edition or 4th edition to make these sessions really detailed, like what I'm talking about, but it is possible. If you don't make such a huge big deal about the big picture and make it feel like real life, like this is actually what's going on, this is you, this is your character, you are in this world, you are playing this, you can do it. I know it's hard to do because things get carried away with the way the system works and whatnot, but if you keep it on a low scale, this stuff will work. So, like I'm saying, there's got to be this certain amount of realism to what's here and what's not, what should be here and what shouldn't be here. This is going to make every single step of the way a little bit more interesting for your players. They're going to believe this world is so real, so immersive, it's just like watching it on TV. You can see it with your head, and you might as well just look at the screen and you can feel it. You can feel the characters, you can feel the way your world feels. Is it a cold, dark world? Is it warm, vibrant, colorful? Is there epic things to look at, look for, search for, to see? Or is it a very dull, battle-scarred world that you can tell is left in the ruins? Or is it a world that's rich and powerful and you can tell they are not used to living poor or being defeated? You know, all these little things are going to make your little one-night session campaigns feel really good. You're going to feel that satisfaction that you want to feel. You're not going to really feel satisfaction from a high-level campaign that is just complete boss bashing the entire time. You don't want a campaign where you are able to use your creative skills to give this planet, this ball of Earth, a name, people, what they're like, a whole civilization, and you can play God. It's going to be great. So anyway, about making the city seem realistic. Like I said, there's going to be certain services. Now you're going to want to get these players, all your players, however many of them, you're going to want them to get involved in these services. If you're a ranger, and, rangers can be good with, axes, swords, whatnot, but they're obviously better off with ranged weapons. If they can hunt, now the city, say, a mock type scenario, this city is running low on food. It's not feeding all of its civilians. Obviously, there'd be posters. There'd be letters. All these stuff posted on the walls, given to the bartenders, laid out on the tables at the bars, you never know, anywhere, that say, we need help. Obviously, because this is real to these people, so they would need help. They would ask you for your help, and they'd be willing to pay for it. Maybe not so much depending on if the city's poor or rich, but they'd be, more likely than not to pay you, a good price for being able to save them for what they've done, or for what you've done. So, things like, like I just said, a ranger. Obviously, they have the skills. They can go out on like a weekly hunting party with the village hunters. Now, during this time, who knows? Your ranger could completely change his ideals, get to know these hunters, camp out with them, learn new things, and even you have the potential to actually, character sheet-wise, upgrade your certain skills, like nature. Say, you do something crazy, you learn how to make a whole new knot set for fishing lines. Maybe that's like a permanent +1 to your nature check, a permanent +2 to your nature check. You never know. So your characters want to get not only the role-playing aspect of it, but also the real stats aspect of it. And that way you can tie them both in together, and it'll be a good experience for your character. They get to know new people, and maybe even recruit one of them to be on your party from now on. You know, that'd be a good thing. Making new friends is always a good thing. You don't want to just make enemies, you want to make friends. Now, like in another scenario would be wood. Gathering wild horses, you know, anything crazy like that. You really want to get the city. Now, I'm going to make a reference here to Oblivion. Oblivion, in the Imperial City, they have an arena. That is a good way to make your character feel like this is a real city. They need entertainment. This is real. Or if you're... Now, this is a wild one, but this would be good if your character wants to play in a play, or act in a play. Anything like that, or sing in a chorus. Anything like that. I think that'd be really cool for your character to not only just be constantly boss bashing, but being able to learn the arts of this world, being able to learn what really goes on, having your character be more than just a hero, a warrior. Not always just a hero, warrior, but someone else, someone that's deep, you know, that's talented and has a good background to them. Well, that's pretty much, that's pretty much a gist about the city. That'd be a good way to do that. You know, cities are always lush and a good place to meet new people, do new things, and you want to make that a good experience for your players. Now, for, yeah, this is the next thing I wanted to talk about, is, treasure. I've looked up a lot of places and a lot of different treasures. You know, I've looked up apps on my iPod, you know, I've looked up things on the internet, on YouTube, people talking about it, a list of treasure, all these things, all these forums of people talking about it, all this crazy stuff on what is really a rewarding treasure. Now, obviously XP is probably one of the most rewarding. Second being the gold that you get, because obviously you can buy awesome things. Now, I'd really advise buying the 2 adventuring vaults. They have so much more stuff in them. Now, that's for, you know, 4th edition. Now, it's not such a bad idea to find other books like Pathfinder, to find, you know, things from Star Wars, from Mutants and Masterminds, Modern D20. All these different systems have different items, different weapons, different things. Just because it's 4th edition, it's a homebrewed campaign. You can make it homebrewed doing that. You can go look at these books and find other things from books, because not everything you want is going to be in the manuals. But I would suggest buying the Adventuring Vault if you're playing 4th edition. They really help you along. There's a lot more things than just a standard book gives you, because the standard book always just gives you, and this applies in all forms of, you know, D&D, Modern D20, you know, Mutants and Masterminds, all that stuff. There's only a certain amount of things that it's just to get your character started. You want to really expand on this, because it's not going to be fun if your character always just gets in a weapon upgrade. No, they want to have, like, treasures, trophies, things like that they can keep, or that they can sell for, you know, those thieves and rogues out there. But for better, you know, for more, not so much selling it, for something that you want to keep because, you know, you've been to this place, you know, whatnot, there's going to be certain treasures that you're going to want to take home. Like, when the campaign's over, say your character gets a house, gets married, you know, and you make the ending story of your character. Your character's going to want to have cool things in their house. They're going to have cool things that say, hey, I've been here. Maybe it's a vial full of dirt from a different realm that they went to. You know, different things like that. Now, back to the treasure thing. There's more than just gold you can handle out. Now, in the Dungeon Master Guide for 4th edition, and I know Pathfinder has they're called parcels that have, like, pre-generated treasure packs. Now, there's other things that they discuss in here that I would have never thought of. Now, not only is there gold, you know, everybody thinks, you know, a good diamond there and there, here and there, a ruby, and then obviously the ultimate prize would be like an astral diamond, or say, like, from Star Wars, maybe something really good that you come across is like an ion grade that does like 6d6s or 8d8, something crazy like that, you know, something good that you're going to find. Or a stolen, from Star Wars again, a stolen pack of Imperial weapons is going to be worth a boatload of money. There's going to be these certain things that you're going to want to find. Now, another cool thing other than gold is things like art. Art, it's obviously precious. People could hang it up in their rooms, but they can sell it for boatloads of money. Art, gems, really rare spices, foods, anything like that. It's more than just gold out there. You know, magic items, orbs. Let me see some more things that are here. Potions. That's another good one. A lot of people don't think of potions that do random things, like, you know, maybe not just a potion of invisibility, like a fire cloak or a flame spell, or, you know, maybe a fire tornado. Who knows what these potions could do? They could do anything. You know, they could bring you all the way up to full health, give you an extra second wind, or, you know, stuff like that. Obviously, you know, the higher level they are, the more expensive their weapons are going to be, the more expensive their armor is going to be. So you're going to want to up the ante in the gold, but also up the stakes. You don't want them just doing something stupid like cutting wood for 100,000 gold pieces. You know, that's ridiculous, obviously. And, you know, depending on your system, depending on whether the things are really expensive or not. You go from Star Wars, things aren't so expensive to buy. But if you go to, like, D&D 4th edition, things are really expensive. Like, some of the armor's like 3 million gold pieces. How the heck are you ever going to get that, you know? Stuff like that. Just depends on what system you're playing, and, you know, this and that. Like Mutants and Masterminds, you're not really buying anything most of the time. Yeah, they have a currency source, but you're not really buying that much stuff. Most of it relies on your powers and your abilities. Not really buying that much. So, like I said, something, if you're going to give them gold and Mutants and Masterminds, or the currency that they have, it's not going to be worth anything to them, unless they're a certain character that's based around buying things, but most of them aren't. Because if you build like someone who has cosmic power or astral power, they're not going to want to buy anything. Their power solely resides in them, and that's what, you know, so there you go. You have to figure out different ways of rewarding them. Not so much just XP or gold, but certain things that would really make them feel better, make them feel good, like they actually earned something. Something like, you know, trophies and whatnot. But it also might be something sentimental. Like if your character went on this quest to actually thinking he was going to get gold, or a gem, or something like that, or a magic item, he actually finds like a part of his past that he's been missing forever and ever and ever. That might be more worth them to then, you know, maybe 100 gold pieces, or 200 gold pieces, or 10 gold pieces. You never know. That little piece of history that helps them know who they are might mean a lot more to them than just giving them gold or giving them objects or, you know, anything. Now, obviously gold is going to be a big one to give to them. You always want to give out gold. There's always going to be gold that's laying around in jars, chests, on the ground, in the sand, buried under the sand, who even knows where. Secret compartments inside of people. People are always going to be carrying gold around because that's how the world works. Gold makes the money go, makes the world go around. Or in Star Wars, credits make the galaxy go around. Anyway, just things like that. Now, another one of the big ones is XP. Obviously, make sure that if you're not prepared to give someone the XP that the monsters actually say, like in let's see here. Hold on a second. If you go through this monster manual, I know all monster manuals have these, except for Star Wars, because Star Wars doesn't really have monster manuals, but like this. Yeah, here we are. Okay, let's say you send a mind flare after them. You know, no one wants to fight those because they're horrible, but I'm just saying. If you throw a mind flare at them, the experience points for defeating them is 4,000. You know, if you're not ready, and that could be, you know, a whole 2 or 3 levels if you're really low level, it'd be crazy. If you're not willing to let your character advance that far, don't give them that monster. Give them smaller ones that are just as challenging. It'll be fine. I know you think it's cool and, you know, everything's cool, but if you're not willing to pay out what they've earned, then just hold that coolness for later. Use that scenario for a later time when 4,000 experience points won't get them as much, won't level them up. If you don't want them leveling up, don't give them monsters that they will have earned the experience for defeating them. Instead you could send a ghoul, 200 XP, no big deal. You could send a couple of them out there. You could send a horde ghoul, an abyssal ghoul, you know, all of them together, and it'd be less than, you know, defeating one Mind Flare. And you obviously, your character wouldn't level up as fast, and they wouldn't level up 4 or 5 levels. They might only level up once, or if they might not even level up at all. If you're trying to base your campaign off that, then that's what you just gotta do.